I've lived in downtown Toronto pretty much my entire adult life, and honestly, other than a few rough spots here and there in the city, it's a beautiful place to live. There's world-class everything. The views, the restaurants, the nightlife, the people are great. But the last few years have not been good to the city. The lockdowns were devastating. But more than that, we have a number of different crises, and I don't use that word lightly. It's not hyperbolic. But we have a crime crisis, we have a drug crisis, manifested outside of my own condo when my own wife and son were assaulted by a guy completely messed out of his mind who had just come from the safe injection site up the street from our house and started screaming at our son for no reason and then spit in my wife's face when she stepped in to intervene. We've had bricks thrown through our windows. I've seen people be assaulted. We've had our building shot at, and that's just where I live. So we have a mayor election coming up, and this is probably one of the most important ones that this city will ever have. And there is a candidate, for the first time in a long time, I'm actually really, really excited about, who has some really solid ideas. He's an outsider. He's not part of the establishment. He's not part of the people who have gotten us into this mess. His name is Anthony Furey, and I really encourage you to take a look at his campaign. He's a journalist. He's been studying politics and civic affairs. He's been on radio, so he's not a politician. And I think that's what we need right now. We need somebody who's not a professional politician, who has made the nightmare scenario that we have right now in what used to be a very beautiful city. He's going to come in, he's going to shut down those injection sites, he's going to flip them into treatment centers. He's going to get rid of the land transfer tax so that actually young people can afford to come and move into the city and revitalize it. He's going to remove all the bike lanes off the major roads and get rid of the gridlock that has seized up the city. He's going to open King Street back up during the Queen Street construction project. That is supposed to only take 4 years. But if we saw what happened with Eglinton, it's probably going to take 10 or more. He's got a lot of great ideas. He's going to advocate for bail reform, parents' rights. He's going to fight the municipal sales tax that these clients at City Hall want to bring in right now. To add another tax on top of what we already pay on the HST for every good and service purchased within the bounds of the City of Toronto. I really encourage you to give him a serious consideration. He has my support of my wife, and many of our friends, and many, many endorsements are coming out of very well-known people who are supporting him, because honestly, if he doesn't win and somebody like Olivia Chow gets in, which is what's looking like it's going to happen, the city's going to be in a lot more trouble than it already is. So thank you for your time, and I hope that Anthony can earn your support.